Check, check, check. Okay, is everybody ready to dance? Sure you are. That's why you're here. Come on down, find a partner, or let them find you. Let's get a partner. Let's form up a long way set for what we call a contra dance, contradictory, contrary dance of opposing lines. Come on, right up here to the middle. So I know we have a couple of folks who are newer to this and mostly folks who are experienced, so I think we'll be okay. So we're going to start at the top of the set, identifying that the top of the set is closer to the band and the bottom of the set is at the foot of the hall. So the couples that are closer to the band, we're going to call you the number 1 couples. The couples that are further from the band, we're going to call you the number 2 couples. Okay, 1s and 2s. And I think that the number 1s have already figured this out. Looks like most everybody knows that if you're dancing the traditional gents roll, you want to be on your partner's left. If you're dancing the traditional ladies roll, you want to be on your partner's right. So we're going to talk about ladies on the right, gents on the left. Who's ever dancing the traditional gents roll, be on the left, and traditional ladies roll on the right. Let's face our neighbor. Let's give our neighbor as many hands as we can spare. Rock forward and back towards your neighbor and then pull together to swing that neighbor. Swing that neighbor. And you want to finish your swing facing across the hall with the lady dancer on the right. Your personal partner should be straight across from you. Your partner should be straight across from you. Join hands with everybody next to you. And make long lines to go forward and back. The 2 people dancing the gents roll, step in with a left element, bend your left elbow, turn each other 1.5 times to find your personal partner on the other side. Balance and swing with your personal partner. Finish your swing facing across the set and promenade with your partner to the other side. Trade places with that other couple. Promenade. Okay, one last thing, you're with your partner, but we have to send our partners to the other side. So the 2 people dancing the ladies roll are going to step in, take right hands, pull by. It's called a ladies chain. The gent dancer gives her his left hand and sweeps her around. It's called a courtesy turn. That looked perfect. That looked perfect. Okay? Let's turn our backs on this person to face the next person in line. Turn our backs. And if you're at the top or the bottom, you get to stand out 1 time, trading places with your partner to face back into the dance. Okay, so let's balance and swing the next in line. Finish that swing facing across. In long lines, go forward and gents in the middle go out and left, turn 1.5. Partner, balance and swing. Take your partner and promenade to the other side. Okay, the 2 ladies chain across. Right hands pull by, chain across. Turn your back on this person to face the next in line. Give them all of your hands. When the music begins, we will balance and swing. We're going to start with a contra dance called the Heritage Reel by a gentleman named Tony Parks. With the music, you're going to balance and swing your neighbor. With the music, your neighbor. Swing. It's forward and back. Gents in the middle, turn left. 1.5, there's your partner. Balance here. Keep your partner please. Let's make a big circle. Big circle. This is not a mixer. You get to keep your partner. This is not a mixer. Just make a big circle if you're intrigued. Big circle. Big circle. Big circle. We need as many as we can get. As many people on the floor as possible. The more the merrier. So if you're able to dance, jump right up. So, if I use the term foam, F-O-A-M, foam, how many of you would know what that meant in relation to this dance? So, this dance has been happening in this place for over 40 years, and for most of its history, it's been known as the foam dance, the Friends of Appalachian Music. They are the Friends of Appalachian Music. Now, contra dancing kind of grew out of a New England tradition, but I'd like to do a dance that's more from an Appalachian tradition, a big mountain circle kind of set. So, what I'd like you to do is, starting right here, you two couples turn to face each other. So I want everybody to group up in groups of 4 all the way around the hall. Groups of 4. Groups of 4. Groups of 4. Okay, do we have a group of 4 for everybody? Can we get 2 more people to dance? Anybody who can dance. Look, Nancy, there they are. I don't care who does the dance part. You can do whatever you want. Jill will do it.
Don't get going.
I can't see you, but I accept.
So face Shane and Michelle. 2 people facing 2 people. Okay. Now from here, I'd like you to turn 1/4 to the left so that one couple has their back to the center, one couple is facing the center. Okay, let's do this. Join hands in a ring and circle to the left all the way around. And then with your partner, travel to the left to meet a new couple. New couple, circle to the left all the way around. And with your partner, travel to the left to meet a new couple. And that's the dance. Yay, no, that's not the dance. That is your direction of travel. Your direction of travel. Every time I say travel on, that's what I'd like you to do. So there's going to be a couple other things we're going to do in between. We're going to circle to the left. Let's do that. And back to the right. Let's do that. Now take your right hand, put your right hand into the center, and shake hands straight across. Shake hands. Walk that around. It's a right hand handshake star. Now the other way back with a left hand shake star. All right, now we're going to do something kind of cool from here. Just stop right here. Everybody's going to put 2 hands in and take hands across the set. The gents want to put their hands on top. 2 hands, gents on top. Now we're going to say the ladies bow and the gents know how. So ladies, duck your heads. Gents, put your arm over them. Now ladies, put your arm over the gents. Look at that. You make a little basket. You make a little basket. I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? I'm going to show you.
Put our right foot into the middle. We can lean back and we can all swing in this little
Circle to the left. Swing your corner. That's the one that's not your partner. Swing your corner. Circle left again. Circle left again. Swing your partner. Now, travel on in your direction to a new couple. Travel to a new couple. Circle to the left with this new couple. And back to the right. Right hand in, handshake, star. And left star back. Two hands in, gents on top. Ladies bow and the gents know how you lean on back and watch them smile. Lean on back and swing a well. Break that swing into a ring. Circle to the left in the ring, ring, ring. Circle left with a corner swing. Corner swing. Circle again. Finish with the lady on the right. Circle again. Circle to the left. Swing your partner. Partner swing. And travel on. So, if we started in a big circle, can you remember who you're going to dance with? Does that make sense? So I'd like you to open up into a big circle. We'll do a couple of big circle figures, and then you'll come back to this foursome, okay? Make sense? Okay. So when we finish the messing around, we're gonna come back to this foursome and circle left in a small ring, yeah? This is an Appalachian style dance with music by the
Friends of Appalachian music.
Yes. And I also like to point out one other thing here. These guys have been at it for about 40 years. I've been at it for about 3/4 of that. But about 30 years ago, they gave me their original sound system because they had graduated. And this microphone that I'm using is actually one of the original microphones from when they first started. So I decided tonight was a great night to go old school and bring back the last century equipment and use the original microphone. So when the music starts, I'll tell you what's going to happen, okay? Bow to your partner, bow to your corner, and all join hands and circle to the left in a ring, ring, ring. Just circle to the left. And the other way back, go back to the front. Now just the ladies forward and back, just the ladies go. Now just the gents to the back. Now everybody okay? We're the house callers. So Karen's gonna call a couple of dances, and then we're gonna turn it over to a fairly new caller, and then we're gonna turn it over to probably our oldest caller. So we're gonna have all of the callers we got call for you tonight. So let's see what Karen has in store for you.
Facing across the set, and your long lines of, you're going to balance the swing. Oh, you're not going to, you're going to balance your swing your neighbor, and when you open up, you're going to be in a line of 4. So you're not going to cross, you're going to join hands in lines of 4. Lines of 4 down the hall. It always helps to read the dance card. You will turn as a couple. Turn as a couple, come on back, bend the line into your face. That's right, bend that line into a circle, and circle 4 places to the left, count. You will be on the side with your partner, face your partner, face your partner, put yourself on the side of your partner, face your partner, and swing your partner right there. Now you face across with the ladies on the right, and there's only 2 more figures to this dance, but I like the way they go. The ladies will chain across. Take right hands, give left to the man on the other side, turn you around, and keep her hand in your hand so that you can put your hands in for a left hand star. Walk that star once around. Left hands in left hand star. Look below for a new name. Mike is doing its job, and one of the things I love about Norge is there's a kind of silent teaching that goes on from our experienced dancers. And without a word ever said, those people who have been here and have been dancing a long time know how to put you in the right place. They don't have to say anything to you, that's my job. And so let's look at a new couple. These are on the right. And with your neighbor, balance and swing. Step forward, step back, do a nice swing. Put the lady on the right and in your lines of 4. Go down the hall. Turn as a couple, that means face your partner, change places. Come on back and bend your line into a circle. In that circle, circle left 3 places, count down. You should be on the side with your partner with a short swing. A short swing your partner. Lady on the right. Are you happy? Ladies, chain over. Left hand to the man on the other side and turn around. And left hand's into the center. He's already holding your left hand. Walk that star one time around and look below or above. To dance with, and now everyone is dancing. Now I see a look down there. It goes, So, okay, this is the So with your kindness, let's do that since we're your neighbor. Then next, we're facing down the hall in one and with the lady on the right. And turn as a Contra. Come on all the way back. We have up in the bathroom. Circle to the left, 3 places. And when you are on the side of your partner, swing your partner on the side here. Put the lady on the right. And this is where the lady does a star over. Right hands in the center. And put your hands in for your left hand star back. As we progress, there will be one couple out at the bottom and one couple out at the top each time. That's just the way these dances go. And let's go back to just one place. That one place that we're trying to find out. We'll do a nice combination. To the left. New neighbors. it's really about taking this dance out in finest style. I get to come back here to call after not calling for several years and just playing tunes. Somebody call my name? So easily distracted by shiny things. This hall was, I just want to say it for anybody who hasn't heard, this hall was built by the smart Norwegians. Those are the Norwegians who came to the U.S. and said, we do not have to live in the cold and dark anymore. We can go south to Virginia and plant our sugar beets there, and it's going to be much nicer. They didn't know about the mosquitoes and the humidity. They built this hall to do these things. When you look at this floor, it was built in the early 1900s. It has had so many happy occasions. And you don't see a floor like this in every community dance hall. When we started dancing here in '83, if you look at the that is the newspaper article from the last time we did an all-callers dance. There's a tiny insert. And that insert is a photo taken in 1983 of John McCutcheon, who came to William and Mary through a student association that brought him in to do some old-time music and sing and do what John McCutcheon does so well. Kind of spontaneously called a dance. People loved it so much. They said, why don't we do this? And John looked at Steve, and Steve looked at me, and John said, you guys have to go learn to call dances because you live here, and I'm not coming back for another year. So we did. We went to summer camp. I've never been to camp in my life. We went to Elkins. We learned to call, more or less. But most of all, we had the best music behind us. We had Steve, who was a dancer, and Beth, who was on the dance floor. And we had this community that we all learned together. And there are people who came with babies in their backpacks. And then their babies went to college and came back and danced here as well. So, you know, we felt we were a house band. We had our own community. This is a different Contra community than you will see in many, many places. A lot simpler, but we hope just as joyous. So I think I lost my train of thought there. In dance, we're going to do a dance with slightly different. Don't reverse the same way, but with your neighbor. I want you, we're going to do one of these little balance and change places. You are going to end up in your neighbor's place, and here's how you're going to do it. You're going to hold inside hands. Just hold my hand. You're going to go forward and back. And you're going to raise that, arch that hand, and change places. Arch that hand, change places. Face across. And with the person across from you, do the same thing. Go inside, step in. Inside hand, step out, and change places. One more time with your inside hand. Step forward, step back, change places. Now the men have their right hands free. The men should have the right hands free. Well, they don't. Well, the men, unless I did something wrong, you balance the side through, you partner across. Are you at the side with your neighbor? Yes. Okay, good. Let's do that one more time. So with your neighbor on the side, let's try this. I could be messing things up. So one more time with your neighbor. Okay, so now just men, element right, element left. Once and a half. Once and a half. Go to your partner on the side. Do-si-do, don't touch. Do-si-do your partner. Now swing your partner in the two short figures and swing the With your long lines, leg down the right. Long lines go forward and back. Chaining the legs up. Look below to the new neighbor. And then do it again. You look below to the new neighbor and you do your inside hands.
This is the serious part. You are all part of a dance tradition that stretches back hundreds of years. Together, we are excited that the Williamsburg Contra dance will continue long into the future. Thank you. Okay. For those of you that have made it to the end of any of our dances, what's the last, before the waltz, what's the last dance we do? The suggestion came from one of our board members that in this celebration, we're going to do not one Virginia Reel. We're going to do 2 Virginia Reels. So get yourself set up. For those of you who know Virginia Reel, it's in groups of 5. It's a proper dance with the men on one side and the women on the other side. So get your partner. 5 couples. Thank you, Nancy. Right. 5 couples. 5 couples.
So if you have not joined, the top couple, hook right arms and go 1 1/2. The lady goes down the gent line with the left, the gent goes down the lady line with the left. Go once with the left, right in the center, once around, left to the next. Once around, right in the center, left to the next. If you're on the side, stay to the side. Right in the center, left with the next. When you get to the bottom, Promenade with your partner, promenade back up to the top. Everyone face up with the top couples at the top. Top couples, peel the banana, go down the outside of the set. When you get to the bottom, just the top couple arches, everyone meets their partner and ducks through to pull the lines up to the top of the set, reforming those lines. Now listen up, y'all. Something important to note, because we do not have even 5-number sets. Some sets will take longer than others. So if you get to the point where you have pulled up, and I haven't said long lines go forward and back yet, you have a job to do. Your job is to clap and hoot and holler and have a great old time on your own while cheering everyone on till they get to the place where we can all dance forward together. Okay? Very good. Let's have the bottom couples come back up to the top so that we have an experienced couple in for the first time. I have a question. Is this anyone's first Virginia reel? First ever? Hey! All right, so glad to have you here. We will actually do this again at the end. So, let's have some fun. Forward and back. With their partner, turn to the right. Same tune by the left. Straight across, toes down. Clear the runway, top couple, go! Far enough, top couple, right elbow, left and half. Great. I love being in a dance community where I can pick out people and be like, hey, you by your name, are you dancing? Okay, yeah, take hands from the top. Are we all confused up here? Well, why don't you go to the bottom if you don't have a hands for? Okay, hey, can y'all pull your hands for up? Just pull the line up a little. Great. Very good. And if you're going to add in at the bottom. Okay, so we have the ladies on the right, we have the gents on the left. You are all facing in your hands for. Let's balance the ring in and out. Let's do it all together. Balance the ring in and out. Okay, very good. So, drop hands for a split second and just use your imagination for me briefly and look at your feet. This is the only time tonight you're looking at your feet. Imagine that you are standing on a baseball diamond and you have your own home base. Your job is to run to the next base of this baseball diamond, and you'll see it's occupied, so everyone needs to move at the same time. How you get there is up to you. You can either twirl over your right shoulder, or you can take a big side step into it, but you will be moving one place to the right. Let's make sure that we're all moving at the same time. So take hands in your ring of 4. Let's balance the ring. In, out, out. Drop hands, petulant, turn or twirl, one place to the right. Clapping is optional. Great. Let's do it again. Balance the ring. In, out. Petulant, turn or twirl, one place to the right. One more time. Balance the ring. In. Oh wait, stop. Don't Petronella. You're on the side of the set with your neighbor, right? Why don't you swing them? Swing your neighbor. It's helpful if I read my card first. All right, the ladies are on the right. If I could have the 2 ladies take a little step into the center, and they can look the other lady lovingly in the eye and turn by the eyes, turning by the right shoulder. 1.5 until you can break eye contact and go to your partner for a short little swing. Short swing with your partner. Face across with the lady on the right, gent on the left. Take hands in a ring of 4. Circle to the left 3 places until you're standing where your neighbors previously stood. Balance the ring in and out. Drop hands with your neighbors, with your partner. California twirl, pull, turn to face new neighbors. Join hands in a ring. We'll do it one more time. Balance the ring in and out. Petulant turn, one place to the right. Balance the ring in and out. Petulant turn, one place to the right. Balance again, and neighbor swing. Face across, 2 ladies, turn by the eyes. By the right, 1.5 to your partner, swing. Face across, ladies on the right, circle left, 3 places. Face up or down, balance, California twirl, and take hands with new rings. Dance. And if I can just be sentimental for a half of a minute, I just want to say I'm really humbled and honored to be on this stage with such a wonderful, talented lineup of callers in a community that it's not lost on me that I'm on the newer side to this community. But I just love that it's a community where when you have an interest and you have a love and a passion, they said, yes, absolutely. We want to welcome you in. We want you to learn and explore and have opportunities and fall in love with this wonderful community and world and family and dance. So, thank you. And for everyone who's been here for many, many years, thank you for making it. For those of us who will be here for many years going forward, thank you. Okay, now, this is Heartbeat Contra by Don Flaherty. Let's dance. Balance the ring. Pendulum twirl, step to the right and balance the ring. Pendulum turn and balance the ring. Lady bird swing. The ladies in, turn by the eyes. Go once and a half, look to your partner, swing. Face up right. Gwyn Williams.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to do 2 more Contra dances and then Virginia Reel. It's a great honor to be calling on this special night. So ask somebody to dance and let's line up for another Contra dance. You've met a lot of people in these previous dances, so find somebody and ask them to dance. Tonight we picked a medley of dances together as callers, so there's a lot of variety, and this dance has some different moves in it. Take hands 4 from the top. It's an improper dance. Take hands 4 from the top. Still waiting. Anybody like to join before we start the walkthrough? Hands 4, hands 4. And in each little group of 4, you need to rotate one place to the right. To the right. This dance goes a different way around. You won't notice it, but that's what happens when you dance. It's a dance written by Bill Pope, and it's called The Cows Are Watching, and it's a dance I really like to dance. It starts with take hands in long lines, and long lines go forward and back. And then the ladies, element right, go once and a half, go across to your neighbor, and with your neighbor, balance and swing. End the swing facing across, and join hands in a ring of 4. Now let me call this, and it's a different kind of move here. So you're going to balance in a ring. Now the men are going to roll your partner across the set. So the women are going to cross over the set. And you face up and down, holding your partner's hand. All right, zig out to the left. Everybody zig out to the left. Walk forward a little bit and zig back to the right, all the way to the right. So the men can element left. All the way around and swing your partner. And in the swing facing across the set, join hands in long lines. We'll do it one more time so that we can make sure it progresses correctly. And let's take hands 4 from the top, but you're out of the top, so take hands 4 from the second position. Okay, done that, Ben? Okay, great. All right, this is who you're dancing with. All right, take hands in long lines. Long lines go forward and back. Ladies, element right. Go once and a half, go across to your neighbor and balance and swing. And the swing facing across, and take hands in a ring. Balance in the ring. Men, roll your partner across. Ladies, cross the set. And you're facing up and down with your zig to the left. Walk forward, zag to the right. Men, catch left hands, element all the way around and swing your partner. And the swing facing across. It begins, well, we'll take hands 4 from the top, just to be absolutely sure, because we have some people who did extremely well down there, and it's a very different feel of a dance, but it's a fun dance. It's one I really like. So it begins with long lines. So join hands in long lines, and let me check with the band. Long lines. And the ladies, element right. Go once and a half, go across to your waltz and swing. Face across, take hands in a ring of 4. Balance, men, roll your partner across. Face up and down, sing left, walk forward. Sag to the right, men by the left go all the way around and partner swing. Now face across to make long lines go forward and back. And the ladies, now the man right. Go once and a half, go across to your neighbor, balance and swing. Now face across, take hands in a ring. Balance, men, roll your partner across, face up and down. Zig left, walk forward, zag right. Men catch left. Partner swing. Ladies, now the man right. There's your neighbor, balance and swing. Face across, join hands in a ring. Balance, men, roll your partner across, face up and down. Zig left, zag right. Men catch left in the middle, go all the way around. Partner swing. Go forward and back. And the ladies. Your neighbor, balance and swing. Face across. Hands in a ring, now balance. Man, roll your partner across. Sing left. Sag right, catch left. To your partner. And swing. Make long lines go forward and back. Ladies. Face across, join hands in a ring. Balance, men, roll your partner Find your partner for the last Contra dance. But bear in mind that we're going to do the Virginia Reel after this. So.
Yeah. I went to the Sisters Chapel. I've been calling it. But I did go.
We could try. I'm thinking we could try one line when more people are doing it. Okay, take hands forward from the top.
When I was there, no, they didn't have it lit up like super bright. When I was there,
And in each little group of 4 now,
we did, yeah.
rotate one place to the left this time.
Well, it's fun. It's fun with him and then.
So this is a pretty little dance. It has a move in it which is called a hay for 4, which we haven't done tonight. But we will show you, and the experienced people will walk you through it. It's a forgiving dance, and you'll see why.
Yeah, no, but
Okay, it begins by circle to the left, 3 places around,
they don't have certain lights on it.
and swing this neighbor on the side of the set.
Where on the paint, like the lights.
End the swing facing across the set. Join hands in long lines, and long lines go forward and back.
Like you're not supposed to use flash photography.
And now the ladies chain across the set.
Yeah.
There's your partner coming at you. You're now on the side of the set with your partner. Okay, so this is important. We're going to start a move called the hay for 4, but it ends in this position, okay? So if something falls apart in the hay, then come back to this position. So it begins by, here goes the hay. Ladies pass right shoulders in the middle, left on the outside. Men follow. Ladies, right in the middle, left on the outside. Men follow. And back to your partner, balance the swing. Wow, it's going to go great. End the swing facing across the set. And with your partner, slide left 1 place. Take hands forward. Circle up 3 places around. And swing that neighbor on the side. Face across, take hands in long lines, and long lines go forward and back. And the ladies chain across the set.
He's just cutting away.
And those ladies,
You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's cutting
so
away.
A four, that's right in the middle, left on the outside. Right in the middle, left on the outside, go back to your partner, balance and swing.
I swear you look at someone in his arm and has the face.
Face across.
Like they're so like.
Okay, slide left 1 place, take hands forward, and we'll begin. So just listen up for the call for the supply.
Somebody told me to be blood flow.
All right.
I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't doubt because it's like.
That is great. From the stage.
It's like the big like.
So it begins with circle left 2 places.
Some of the
The
old
music.
ones like they have it like really like clearly pronounced skills and they don't say.
Yes, circle left.
It doesn't look real. I mean,
3 places around the neighbor swing on the slide.
this one it's like.
Face across it. 1 line is forward and back. And the ladies chain across the side. And the ladies start 8 before, pass right in the middle, left on the outside. It's right in the middle, left on the outside. There's your partner, balance and swing. Face across. to the left, circle up. 3 places, your neighbors swing. Forward and back. And the ladies chain. And start again. Across, slide left, circle up. And neighbor swing on the slide. 1 lines.
No, I was in that one.
Ladies chain cross. Face across, slide left, circle up. 3 places around this neighbor swing. 1 lines forward and back. Ladies chain. Hey, hey, hey for 4. Face across, slide left. Forward and back.
I don't know, later here is balance.
Slide left. Go forward and back. And the ladies chain. Face across, slide left, circle up. Forward and back. And chain. Balance and swing. Face across, slide left, circle up. Long lines forward and back. And the ladies chain. Face across, slide left. For the last time, circle. 3 paces around. Neighbor swing. Face across, it's long lines forward and back. And the ladies chain across the set. And the ladies are 8 for 4. Your partner balance and swing. Thank this partner and thank the band. Great dancing. And great music. Swing up towards the stage. Come on up towards the stage. Good dancing. Fantastic music. A great way to end tonight. I'm happy that you there will be a waltz.
While I have everyone's rapt attention, I just want to point out one more time the pink flyers over here. Please take one. Come to the Waterman's Dance in that's at Yorktown. It is it's at June 21st, Saturday, June 21st, 2 weeks from today. And remember, if you need dancing in your life, we are dancing throughout the summer in Richmond, so please come join us. You can find us at Richmond Contra Dance online. Our group is called Tadams. So who knows what that stands for?
All right, thanks for coming out to the Berquist Waltz.
25.